Saturday night, 2 men in a basement, waiting on the third. We got a lot to talk about. It's like Saturday night live from the grotto. It's Saturday night. Oh my God. But here's your disclaimer. We got a lot of things to do before we even talk about comic books. Here we go.
The following program is rated TV MALS. It contains strong language and sexual situations. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Yes, mature. Please try to be mature. I'm probably the least mature of us all. But, and then one more thing. We got to listen to Kevin Smith. One more time. Sorry, Chid. Chid, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You're
right,
not,
let's
though.
try that again.
And go. Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith, and you're watching Three Men in a Basement. Take that from a former comic book man.
Love it. Awesome, dude. Thank you again. All right.
Pleasure.
The awkward hug.
That's like the best bro hug ever. Really? I mean,
so
that's
funny.
like the best bro hug ever. All right.
So fun.
So what is up, everybody? Happy Saturday night to you guys. It's Super Bowl weekend. The big game is in front of us. The Deadpool 3 trailer will drop at some point. It's just going to be an amazing weekend, but we wanted to spend Saturday night with you guys to wrap up Megacon, have a special guest on, and just talk about what we have going on. It's just a great time to do. We've got a lot of things going on. So I got my man Chinmo in the house. Chin, how are you tonight, my man?
I'm great. I'm hanging out. I wasn't at Megacon, but I've been down there before, so I'm pumped to hear the stories from it. And it's always fun coming on, hanging out, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we've got a couple guests that are going to jump on throughout the show. And what I want you guys to know is you got to do a few things to keep the housekeeping business. You know, all that stuff, man. You know what I mean? Just so you know. As always, we are sponsored by Spineworks New York, Spineworks NY. So please check them out. I spent some time with Carlos this past weekend down at Megacon. We had a great time. Michael Raphael and I had a great conversation, but you guys know what to do. Like this video, hit the notification bell. So when we do shows, we haven't done a Saturday night show in a long time, but we're happy to do it. Subscribe to the channel. We had a huge bump this weekend because of Megacon and because of all the footage. So we really appreciate you guys. And leave a comment below. Were you at Megacon? Did you enjoy it? Would you go? What shows are you looking forward to this year? Just let us know all that stuff. You know, we'd be happy to field all those questions. And we've got like, I don't know, 90 minutes to talk comics. I want to talk about my pulls. Chin's going to talk about his busy week. Our special guest is going to talk about what it's like to set up as a vendor there. And I'm just going to give you all the information I can. But more importantly, I want to spend Sunday night for Saturday night, a couple hours with my friends in the comic book community, you know? So Chin, how was your week?
It's good. It's busy. You know, I got the new job and I finally put the lock on all of the Comic Crawl stops. We're locked in. We're good. Put all the information out in our chat. So I'm going to post that one more time because we got that crazy north of the wall, that thing that you made for us, correct? This thing right here.
Yes, that's right.
Boom. I'll throw that out there. February 24th. Mass Comic Crawl. I put a lot of work in finding these, what was going to be 3, now 4 stops. So
4 stops. We have 4 stops planned.
That was my week.
Oh, I can't wait. I
stops.
absolutely can't. You're working hard, man. You're working hard. I hope you got a good bonus.
I do, you know. I don't, but I wish I did. No, it's been good. I've been busy, been doing
But
that.
you are wearing the right shirt. Rocking the 3MIB shirt, I see.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So for those of you guys who don't know, thanks to the brother that Silk Screener to the Stars, I was able to bring 25 of these. These are the 3MIB Megacon exclusives, the blue X-Men team variants to Megacon, and I handed them all out. And I really thought.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. You finish first. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was like, great shirt, but I love that Dave taped his business card to that shirt.
Oh, yeah, of course. Look at that.
Fantastic.
Right there. Just so you know, right there.
Love it.
The green, the Silk Screener to the Stars. So I handed them all out. People enjoyed them. And I saw some people actually wearing them like the following day, like a guy like New Village Comics, a Florida resident who was there. So had an absolute blast. I was there with Nemesis Prime, Benny Beans, Man from Beantown, who's in the chat. He bought some monster books. He was, let me tell you, Man from Beantown was like surgically attacking books. Bought a huge book the first day, and then like bought another book, and it was like Strike Force efficient, Chin. I just want you to know that, okay?
I mean, I've seen the stuff he's been posting.
Oh yeah, every day too. Every day. Yeah. So why don't you give everybody a shout out? Who do you got in the chat?
Let's do that. Let's scroll up to the top here. What do we got in here first? We have Christopher Briggs, Ghost Rider. What's going on, man? We have Neil. Neil, what's happening? And
Neil, good to see you, my man.
He's been on the channel a few times.
Spent a couple hours at the bar with him.
I was gonna say, he's saying long time no see. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Who else we got in here? We got Wookie Fodder 80. What's going on, man? Always awesome to see you. We got Keith Menifee. I believe I'm saying that correctly.
Yes, I hung out with them Saturday night.
Yeah, there
Keith,
you go.
It's the podcast, right? You guys have the podcast that I listened to the other day, and I'll give them a shout out in a minute. So hope it's the same person that I'm talking about.
And if not, great to see you.
Great to see you. Great to see you.
We got Benny Beans, man from Beantown. We'll be talking about him. Check him out on IG. He's posting some fire that picked up down at Megacon. We got Custodian Ken. What's happening, man? We got Kenneth.
See my man, Custodian Ken.
And you are correct. They drop the name in the chat. We'll put it up there. Perfect.
Yep. Actually, the podcast is Zumundo Podcast, dude. Zumundo Podcast. Just a lot of fun to talk to these guys. They had 2 great shows I've listened to so far, and actually hit me in the feels when they were talking about Apollo Creed. So we'll talk about that in a minute.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys keep chatting up. We'll get you in there throughout the chat. Like I said, we're going to be going for the next hour and a half or so, and talking all fun stuff. Megacon, comics, everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got my haul. I've got some really cool stuff. I'll talk about some of the variants. Our special guest will come on and talk about what it's like to set up as a vendor. But let me tell you, man, Chin, this is my first time at Megacon for Megacon in Orlando. Chin, you have been there twice for Star Wars Celebration?
Yes, I think it's at the Orange County Convention Center, I believe is what it's called.
Yes, Orange County Convention Center. Yep.
Right in Orlando. Yep. Yeah, I've never been to Megacon. I would love to go. Just didn't, timing didn't work out this year with the new job and stuff. But yeah, I've been to that convention center twice, and it's huge. It's a great venue. It's a great area, especially if you're. I mean, granted, I'm sure the locals probably hate all the traffic and stuff, but
it was Vegas like traffic, dude.
Yeah,
it was
exactly. Yeah,
New York / Vegas like traffic. Absolutely, but that's okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I've been down there twice, and especially if you're staying right there, it's almost like a circle or a U kind of thing of just like the convention center and then hotels and restaurants and little mini golfs and stuff like that. And it's so cool because it's walkable depending on where you're staying right there. And both times I've gone, I've loved it. It's a great venue. It's a fun time down there. They pick a great spot for it.
No, it was great. It was great. So when I looked at this, so it was Benny Beans' idea to go down there. He likes to go to new shows every year. And I'm like, all right, dude, that's pretty cool. So, next year, I do want to talk about this though. So this is a big deal for me because the flights were incredibly cheap this time. Murph, what's up, buddy? Oh boy, Murph's in the house. Let's see what we got going on. Now it comes out looking banged up. He gets in line and asks me, where's Starbucks? Yeah, that's a true story. But it didn't say Starbucks. It was like breakfast. It was like, do I have to address that right now? I'll address that later. But I was in the Starbucks line, but it clearly was not. It didn't say Starbucks other than its little logo. It was like something other than that, but it happened to be a Starbucks, and that was pretty funny. So, and I was banged up, but that's okay. I was banged up all weekend. I was on vacation. So where was I going with this? Okay, so when he told me about this, I was like, all right, I'm interested in it. Let me check it out. Let me see what flights are. I fly Southwest, and I was able to. Southwest screwed me, you guys, on Christmas. I don't know if you guys know that. JLS Comics, what's up, man? Good to see Jesse in the house, man. And I had some vouchers, and I was like, oh my God, I can get direct Friday night. Look at that logo, dude. Is that an Alex Garcia logo?
I believe it is.
You think that's an Alex Garcia logo?
I'm almost positive it is. That's a great logo.
I'm almost positive too. And that's pretty cool. Nikolai, that's good. Oh, geez,
we got a question. Yeah. A little foreshadowing on who's coming on the show.
Yeah, no, we got somebody else too. I never sent them the link. Here we go. I'll send it to him. So the flights were direct, and they were kind of cheap out of Hartford, man. And if you can get direct to Orlando, jump on it. You know what I mean? So I was able to do it. Southwest killed me on Christmas 2 years ago. So I was able to use 2 vouchers to get me and Justin down there. And out of pocket, I only paid $2.52 for that flight because they ruined. I had to have a Christmas ruined. You know what I mean? So
it was worth it, was what you're saying. You no Christmas, but you got Megacon.
But I got Megacon. And I'm going to tell you another story too. Hold on a second. I got to send this to Justin. I'm going to try to walk and talk.
Look at that. It is Alex Garcia. I knew it.
Yeah, he killed it.
Great logo. Love it, guy.
So when I got the when I booked the flight, I booked it for like a 7 p.m. flight out of Hartford to get me there Friday night, expecting that I'd get there Friday night and whatever, enjoy Saturday, all day Sunday, and come home. At least it was direct. And then like 3 weeks later, I get a message saying they changed my flight. And I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Like, these guys are just messing with me to just mess with me. And I noticed, and I thought at like 5:30 in the morning when I was walking my dog. And I thought they pushed me back later that night. But Chin, in reality, they moved me to a direct flight first thing in the morning.
There you go. That's a
which
pleasant
was a
surprise.
bonus, right? So, okay. So so huge. So I was able to get the direct flight. Justin came up Thursday night. We hung out, went out to eat, hung out with Roger, got some swag. We went there. We literally showed up there at like 11 o'clock on Friday afternoon. That's huge, man.
I always like the morning flights anytime I go anywhere. Every time. So I never got the flights to Star Wars Celebration. I drove like a maniac.
Did you really?
Yeah, I've done that drive twice. I did to Chicago too.
Holy shit.
See, I'm gonna say right now, when I like to travel for cons, like to farther than 3 or 4 hours, give or take. Yeah, I don't mind the drive if I can get the time because I can put everything I buy in my car. I don't have to worry about shipping.
Oh, let's talk about that. That's so funny. That's so funny, right? Here we go.
I'm not trusting airline stuff with my expensive things I buy.
How did we get all our stuff back, Justin?
What? I'm sorry?
How did we get all our stuff back in my fucking bag that was heavier than I went with?
I literally took shirts and I would take the comics and fold them in the shirts. So
there we go.
Yeah, that's literally the way you have to do it.
It's like drug dealing, only with comics.
I'm always so scared about that. Like taking like a stack of books and then just taking a shirt and like wrapping it and flipping it over. They're like, there's got to be drugs in there.
Yeah, say all you need is like one TSA agent and be like, what is this? What's in this package? And then next thing you know, everything's all over the place in the airport.
It's so bad, man.
Yeah,
so bad. And like I'm like thinking my bag is going to be a lot lighter going home. Mm-hmm. Justin's like, hey, I bought all these bags and boards. Put this in your bag. Fucking bags and boards, like there's like a dead player today. I'm not gonna get whatever, So hey guys, just so you know, Justin from the Comiccon podcast is joining us live tonight. We were just on his show Wednesday night talking about this. So fly with Gemini
right there.
Home. That's a good idea.
Tip. Again, no, I don't like USPS.
But then that eats into because there was like in the convention center, there was a FedEx, right? Mm-hmm. Auto, and like everybody's shipping stuff. But then that eats into like what you're buying, and like if you're getting it cheaper, that's.
Plus, if you drive, depending on how far it is, you get to make all the fun stops on the way home. Just throwing that out there. I've done that. It's been great.
All right. I got it. So Justin and I spent some time on the Comiccon podcast talking about it. We're going to rehash that. We're going to have our special guests jump on with us, and we're just going to kind of talk about this show and all of our opinions. And I'm glad that Chinmo was there as a Star Wars fan, right? Because he has seen the venue and everything like this. But I can't tell you. Can I tell you this is pretty funny? For the first like 24 hours we were there, Justin's like, at New York Comic-Con, it's not like this. At New York Comic-Con, it's not like this. I'm like, then why do you still go? He goes, I don't know.
Well, New York Comic-Con is not Florida.
My drink. That was pretty funny.
Can't hang out at a pool at New York Comic-Con.
Yeah, it was bad. Like, compared to New York, it's New York is just a good joke. Like I go every year and it just gets worse and worse. It's less and less of comics. It's more of everything else. But
which seems to be happening to a lot of shows, unfortunately. But there's still some great ones out there.
Yeah, I'm hoping like something like Terrificon or Baltimore never become that.
Feel the same way. We got a question for you because I wasn't there, so I can't answer this. How was the weather?
The
What are we
weather was
talking?
great. It was short sleeves and shirts.
Oh, there you go. It's better than
Perfect.
here.
Oh God, it
Although
was great. Like,
up
you
here in New
know,
England, it's warm
I
too.
had this on while I was traveling, and then on the airplane, I immediately took it off. Like, and then as soon as I got off, it was the last time I saw this. So
There we go. That is a benefit of going to a con in, Florida or anywhere kind of not cold, you know. You get the pool, you get all the other fun activities you can do. It's great.
Oh, it was great. Shorts. I'm like, we're changing in a hotel lobby, not in a hotel, in a hotel bathroom, like
oh yeah,
just
that's
getting
right.
ready and going in. I know.
No, that was literally what you had to do because obviously our rooms weren't ready. So it's just like, listen, I need to change my shirt, throw some deodorant on, do it in the bathroom. But yeah, and then sitting out at the pool bar, hanging out, just enjoying it every day. The sun, it's great. Getting out of this gray area that is, the East Coast right now.
I believe it is time to bring
I
in
know.
our
Are we
other
talking
guest.
about it? We're like, yes, absolutely. So,
do it.
man, do I want to give this dude a shout out? Dude, he was a rock star. His booth was just on fire. He was on the other side of Capture Collectibles. He gave us away so many cool variants to give away. And my man was working hard. A New England guy, like a tri-state area guy. My man, No Moss Comics, blowing it up. What's up, bro?
What's going on, gents? Thank you for
What's going
having
on,
me
man?
in here, man. How's everybody? What's going on, brothers?
Yeah,
How you doing?
good. Thank you for joining us.
Good.
Of course, man. Thank you for
Moss,
having me.
this is first appearance for you down here in the grotto with 3MIB, man. Thank you very much for joining us.
Definitely. Thanks for having me in the basement with you guys, man.
All right, love it. So, are you recovered from this? I mean, you were there for like when did you get there? Wednesday?
Yeah, I got there Sunday night. I drove down there, so I got there Sunday night, and then was just there, and I left like the following Monday.
Holy shit! All right, so you did your
Long.
time down there, man.
Yep. Definitely. Good drive.
Nice.
15 and a half hours.
Ooh, not bad.
But you were there for the whole week, though. So I mean, that kind of like plays it out. Plus, you had so much.
I went down there with the books and everything, so I didn't want to chance it with shipping everything. God forbid something ends up missing, gets late, gets damaged. So I was like, you know what, let me just drive down with the books and I'll just make a nice trip out of it, and that'll be it. You know, so that'll be safe to something.
There you go. See, I don't even sell, and that's what I do.
I would have been down there. You know, I know there was that OA con, right? The OA exhibit was like the previous weekend.
Yep.
And I know a lot of people went down for that. And I asked a couple of people, I was like, hey, are you staying another week for Megacon? They're like, no, I got to go back. But if I would have known really more in advance, I probably would have went down and did the original Art Expo and then stayed through and had more fun too. And even Megacon, like that would have been cool.
Yeah, you got a lot in that area because I mean, even if you're down there, you get Disney, Universal, all the other fun stuff. Expensive.
Tons to do.
Yeah.
Tons to do down there, man.
Yeah. So, Moss, I got some pictures. I'm going to talk about this, but dude, I got these. Can we highlight No Moss? Finn, can you make that happen? Can we highlight this guy on a Saturday night?
I believe we can.
All right, let's do it.
If I was ready, it would have been a little quicker, though. Thanks, Otto.
There you go. All right, there you go.
Highlight this guy, man.
All right. So so when I got there, I was like, where's Capture Collectibles? Where's everybody set up? And you go down aisle 600 and 700, and all of a sudden I see this.
What a banner.
Dude, how can you miss this, bro? Like I'm telling you, like Matt Murdock couldn't have missed this, dude. Look at this booth, bro.
We pride ourselves on just the presentation, man. If you stop by New York, you saw how we had our booth, and I think this wasn't the original layout. Like we were supposed to be kind of like front facing the other way, but when me and Jason kind of like put it together, we were like, all right, you know what, the layout that we had on our digital grid looks a lot bigger, but in person it looked a lot smaller. So what we did was we went kind of like, listen, because we had a new capture banner as well that we did, and it was like, you know what, everything needs to be super visible, so again, it's like, if not, it would have been a waste of money because we did 2 new banners, tablecloths, everything. And we said the easiest way for everyone to see it is we go back to back. We'll have the retail side on the front, and the facilitation side behind it, and we'll just redirect folks. And that was kind of like the best, I guess, the best deal for us to be successful in regards to visibility. So that's why we did it that way.
Smart
No, dude. And you know, the best part was you had this side and then you had the opposite side, which I'm going to talk about. But then this area at the top of both tables of both areas became like a meeting area where people could like hang out by you. So you actually gained some area in this spot. I don't know if you guys can see it, but like where it says Capcom all the way to the no, it was genius. It was genius. And I mean, that is not, you couldn't miss that, man. And that became the meeting area of like me and Justin or, you know, whoever. I was like, meet me at Capture Collectibles. Meet me at, you know,
oh yeah, that was the go-to spot, man. That was literally where are you at? Meet me here. And anybody that I ran into, I was just like, yo, go to this booth because it's the easiest one, it's the biggest one, and down that main row. So it's perfect. You guys were out.
I think presentation's everything, man. I think when you kind of like you put your brand out there, you know, and you take pride in it. I mean, for us, it's really, we need to spend money on tablecloths and making sure it looks good. And when you stop by, you see it. And I mean, that's the goal for visibility and making sure that, you know, the brand is out there.
Hell yeah. Nice.
Yep. No,
I kept wanting to say
I loved every bit of it. I mean,
I mean, it's a play on Capcom. I mean,
100%.
I would say it looks like a straight up homage to it. So it looks great.
It's straight up. I mean, we didn't use the font just for legal purposes, but I think anybody who always asks like, what is that? I'm like, you know, Jason and I, we did a lot of shows last year, a lot of conventions, and for us, it was kind of like a no-brainer. It's like, listen, you're doing No Mas Comics is doing a lot of retailer exclusives, and Captured is probably the best facilitator. You know, in the industry, in my opinion, in regards to like just customer service, overall access to celebrities, and just, you know, getting the job done. And it was like, listen, you know what? Let's team up. Let's team up and join forces and see how we could do together and really just leverage both our resources and what we do. And I think Jason's my brother, man, and I think he does great at what he does. And New York was such a success, so we just said, you know what? We're gonna do 2024 Con. We're going to do it together and make sure we're at all these shows and really just representing what we're doing. And Megacon was like our second venture together. And again, it was successful, not as successful as New York, but I mean, we'll talk about that in regards to how the show was. But yeah, I think you know, we're looking forward to, we'll be at Awesome Con next month, and also, you know, C2E2. I think we're prepping for those two right now.
Right.
And you know.
Yeah, no, you guys don't stop. It's unbelievable. It's just, I watched everything. I watched how the booth was going. It's just, I mean, you guys are unbelievable. I mean, Capture Collectibles, those people didn't stop. You didn't stop. You were very generous. We did a couple lives. We gave away some really cool stuff.
Of course.
I do want to talk about some of the awesome books that you brought. And I mean, this was straight fire, man. So here we go. Now, these were the exclusives, or these are these are Capcom exclusives. What?
Yeah, these are. Yeah, so this is our board here. We're making it a continuous thing to have our exclusive board at all these cons. So all these were Captured and No Mas exclusives that we did, starting with, you know, A and B. That was our House of Slaughter pen and ink #1 by Andrew K. Curry, excuse me. We did the regular Spot UV version, which is the letter A, and then we did like this is our third gilded, that, you know, is a 24 karat gold gilded that we did with Andrew. Andrew's done 3 covers for us, and they've always been successful. You know, Andrew comes from he's not your traditional artist. He comes from gallery art, so he has gallery shows. It's all hand drawn. You know, he has a wide range of just his methods of creation, and he pulls a lot of stuff from history and religion and just different Roman art. So I mean, we love working with Andrew because, you know, it's a breath of fresh air, you know. And so that was the first 2 books. And then C and D, of course, Thundercats, you know, Thundercats 1, Ariel Diaz. That book, again, like, we received that book Thursday evening. It was this
book right here, Bo. This book is fire, dude. Fire.
Yeah, a lot of people were asking for it, and we were lucky to be the first retailer to have it. at Megacon. Again, shout out to Dynamite, shout out to Vince for making it happen. But a lot of the Thundercats books arrived late. Some retailers didn't get it, some did, but we were the first ones to have it at Megacon. And the second we brought the box there, we were bagging and boarding. The second people saw we had it, those books were flying left and right. So shout out to Ariel Diaz. The Power Ranger foil by Jenny Frizen, again, friend of the family. Great cover there with Amy Jo
Hot
Johnson.
book, dude. Hot.
Yeah, that's the Power Rangers, the Return #1, written by Amy Jo Johnson. So
Yes, who was the Pink Ranger, right? I learned this today.
Yep.
That's the Pink Ranger. Chin.
Today, you learned it like 10 minutes ago.
I learned. I honestly, God, I'm going to talk about this, dude. I feel like I educated myself because I'm not a Power Rangers person. I'm sorry, I was
Me
a little
too,
bit.
man. You know what? I'm educating myself. We've done together probably like 2 or 3 Ranger books, and for me, I'm learning how big the Power Ranger universe is. Like, there are so many fans who love, and I'll be honest, I'll be totally transparent. I've never seen a Power Ranger episode in my life, but the fan base for that is just so huge, man. It's unbelievable. So we're always happy to continue doing some MMPR books and having Jenny do our covers. Then left the letter F. It was Grim 15 by Derek Chu. After the success that we had in New York with the World Tree Derek Chu that he did there, sold out, we had to come back with another Derek Chu beautiful cover, and I think he killed it on that. Another Boom book. Again, Power Rangers, another Boom book. And then G is just another Boom book. We have a great relationship with Boom, as you can see. It was the Book of Butcher one shot by Puppeteer Lee. Another amazing upcoming artist. He's done some amazing Spawn covers, and he just signed with Scott's Collectibles, so that book was great. H, we had that's Animal Pound #1 by Tom King, who was there at the show, so that was a good
Good friend of the channel, Tom King.
Yeah, Tom King was that's the Bill Sienkiewicz cover, which was the 1 in 50, that Bill Sienkiewicz cover was supposed to be. The Virgin was supposed to be ours, but again, Boom wanted to make that to 1 in 50, so we were like, all right, no problem. Give us a trade and we'll do that. But again, a lot of people wanted Tom King to sign that, so they bought that book. Another banger, which we kind of sold out. I was Ariel Diaz again. Beautiful book. There you go. Beautiful book. World Tree #6. She just crushed it on that. She's done a World Tree before. She did a ratio, I think, for issue 4. It was like a 1 in 50, but I told her, I said, you know what, let's come back and do something that you're not kind of tied down to. Do whatever you want in regards to this issue. So she killed that. The next 3 covers, J, K, and L, are by our artists, in-house artists that we're working with, Ultra Raw 26. This young kid, he's an amazing digital artist. He's from India. We'll be bringing him over for Chicago. He did letter J, which we call Fire and Ice, World Tree #7, which was the digital copy. Is just the book just looks amazing what he can do with digital works. Letter K, which is World Tree #6. We call it the bathtub. And then letter L, which I called it the computer room, but everyone else started calling it buns and butt cheeks. And we get the butt cheeks cover. And I understand why, because if you guys have that book, the detail in the butt, it just looks amazing. Like the time that he took to put the little gradients, the little bumps, and the butt looks nice. And lastly, our Deviant One by John Jang. Who doesn't love John Jang? John Jang is always a good talent. He always does some crazy things. So I think
Always crushes it.
So we had a good variety of books. We kind of stuck to a lot of Tinian titles and titles that kind of are relevant, and so that was our board, man. We did I think we did very well. I think we did, like I said, we didn't do as great as New York, but I think that also has something to do with the show. I think there was surprisingly, and I was very surprised by this. Thursday was our busiest day.
Yes,
Thursday was our busiest day. Thursday was just not for 5 hours. It was nonstop.
That's what I heard from multiple people. That Thursday was absolutely nuts. Justin, do you remember hearing that at all? How busy Thursday was?
Surprisingly not. No, I didn't. I mean, I know you know, surprisingly, because you figure people that are on Thursday are either going to go buy the variant. So I'm sure, yeah, it's perfect for you, Nomas. Like everybody wants the exclusives, but everybody else, I feel like Saturday was just that day of overwhelming, and that's like every con on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to me, I think Thursday was, and I'm just talking about sales. I think Thursday was our biggest day in sales. Friday kind of was just an end day. Saturday was okay. Again, I expected that to be like insane. Saturday was okay, and Sunday was just blah. So I think
Really?
Thursday,
Okay.
regarding sales, Thursday was our busiest day. But I think honestly, Friday to me, like people wise, Friday was just kind of like, I thought Thursday was more people than
That's
Friday,
interesting.
and then
Right.
Saturday, surprisingly, Saturday there were people there, but I'm pretty sure we all been to enough cons where if the Wi-Fi goes down, you got a lot of people there.
Dude, I want to talk about that, dude. I'm
If
going
the
to talk about
Wi-Fi
that. That
goes
was a huge
down,
thing.
If the Wi-Fi goes down, you know it's a shit. You got no signal. There's a shit ton of people there.
Right.
And if you gotta, when you're like this and you can't move, there's a ton of people there. And I didn't see the Wi-Fi worked all weekend, all 4 days. And there was enough room for people to just. It wasn't neck to neck.
Well,
as past megacons, it wasn't like, oh my god, this is insane. I'm not even gonna get.
Well, I thought the way your setup was, your alley or your aisle and looping around kind of gave everybody that ability, so you can kind of like move a lot more. I thought like you guys had like bonus space. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it was like it was pretty interesting to see that. You know what I mean? So, I absolutely loved it. You know, I thought it was a great show. It was a great getaway for me. I was there as a complete fanboy, and I geeked out the entire time. And the love that everybody was there in the community was awesome. You know, Justin was there. His feelings were kind of a little bit mixed from what I've heard. You know what I mean? So back and forth. You know, so I'm gonna say my only negative. All right, my only negative was thank God for your hotspot. Because when I went to go buy the internet, like when I was like, I'm not getting any Wi-Fi, the facility wanted $85 for me to attach to their Wi-Fi.
What?
Right? Like, and I thought that was a hose job, right? Like I wasn't very happy about that. Benny Beans, who's in the chat, his biggest discrepancy was there wasn't a physical Justin, help me out. There wasn't a physical program that you could actually put in your hand and look through, you know what I mean, to do that, because he collects those, and I get it.
Yeah, you get them signed by the artists and the writers, whoever. That's
right. Justin, what was your biggest gripe?
That when you walk through the door, they didn't give you a free lanyard. You actually had to buy the lanyard. I mean, no, Moss, you know, going to New York, you literally walk through the door and there's that giant bin. And they're handing them out. Like they can't.
Bins of lanyards, bins. Listen, I think
pay for that.
At the end of the day, you know what? I'd have to give. I'll give Rich Cap, who's the management of Megacon, great job. Like the balance of celebrities and vendors there, I think it was great. You know, at the end of the day, I do agree that I felt like it was more of a pop con. A lot of cosplayers than I've ever seen before. Tons of cosplayers there. And you know what? Yes, you did have your comic retailers there, but Artist Alley was jam packed, man, with just like everybody who's in Artist Alley. I'm pretty sure I had a great weekend, you know, with the celebrities, the artists out there. So again, I think, but for us also, you know, I think as retailers, we need to just pivot and also think about strategize, you know, how can we make it better for us with these shows, you know, in regards to aligning ourselves with artists, with celebrities, getting some books done. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think the show was great. You know, listen, what we love more sales and more buyers instead of people looking, of course we would, you know, but at the end of the day, I think I always look at the current market of comics, what people are buying, what they're spending on. Listen, people are just filing for their taxes. A lot of people not get their,
I know.
People are just filing with their taxes. You know, as the beginning of the month, rent's due. You know, things of that nature.
So they just paid off those Christmas credit card bills. You know what I mean?
And I also feel that the comic community, I think the days of just people selling out and just buying tons of books is kind of over. People are being very strategic on, you know what? I have that foil already. Why do I need 4 more foils of the same thing?
Right.
You know what? You know, so I think people are being a little bit more strategic on what they're purchasing. But people are still spending money, but they're just being very selective on what they're getting now, you know?
I
Yeah,
agree.
I agree with
I
you too.
agree.
But no, Moss, I'm that's definitely on the variants. Like I like how you guys literally every show you're always doing a new variant. You know, I'm not gonna shit on and I'm not gonna call them out like by name, but like some of these guys they do these facsimile variants, right? Of like whatever it is, like a Batman 200, and they just keep reproducing that same book with different covers, different artists. And again, like you said, like you're being strategic. Like I'm not gonna keep buying this book just because it's a different cover and I like it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, every show, you're doing the new Grims, you're doing new House of Slaughters,
Mm-hmm.
World Tree stuff. Like, and I'm sure, you know, Awesome Cons around the corner, C2E2, there's going to be new books that you guys are bringing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're all excited to see what you guys have.
Yeah, definitely. I think again, you know what, we've always, Jason and I have always, you know, strategized on what the people want, and people love indies, man. I never shy away from indies. Trust me, I love Marvel projects, I love DC projects, but you know what, I think again, and you know what, I respect and love all the retailers that I'm friends with, but you know what, again, at the end of the day, I feel in regards to Marvel projects, there are a lot of projects out there that, you know what, kind of look the same. People dropping 4 or 5 variants for the same Marvel project. I feel like Marvel books aren't necessarily moving like that. You know, I remember the days where you know what, people used to get mad at retailers. Oh, your site's full of bots. I didn't get a copy. Like your site, you need to do something about those bots. No one's having that problem right now. No one's having no more bots on their websites. No one's moving like that. So for me, as and Jay, as a business, for us, it's like, you know what, I'd rather spend about 2-3 grand on an indie project and turn that into 10 than spend about 20 and hope that I can make that 20 back.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know what I'm saying? So I think just strategically what it is, you know, for us, it's like, listen, we'll make the right moves. And if there's a Marvel project or DC project that, you know what, that we know is gonna, because I think you gotta align that with either a drop, a first appearance, the right cover, you know, like a lot of things have to align for that Marvel book to be like sold out immediately. The right ratios, make sure there's a Scotty ratio, make sure there's a Peach ratio with that. Like you can't just drop it. I mean, listen, for those, at least for me, I know I can't afford that. So I mean, for people who can do that, then I'm blessed. They're blessed to be able to do Marvel projects every week. I would love to get there someday, sometime, but I think for me, it's just about, let's make sure that we talk about strategy and what's the best move to drop something, you know, at the right time. You know,
Right. No, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed all of these. I've got a few here. You gave a ton of them away.
Of
But,
course.
you know, for me, like, so I'm going to talk about the Power Rangers in a second, but this black and white Thundercats. Now, I was thinking about this today. Like, I'm a G.I. Joe. I grew up to G.I. Joe. I grew up to Transformers. He-Man and He-Man was a little bit above where I'm a little bit above my age group, and so was Thundercats. But I really, really appreciate it. And let me tell you something. When you get into Lion-O and the Sword of Omens and all of that stuff and the villains, I get. So let me tell you something. Where is it? Right here. This is straight fire, bro. Look at this, man. I mean, if this isn't Thundercats home, I don't know what is, man. So thank you very much for blessing me with this, man. I absolutely, I love it. I love it.
Man. I mean, listen, I can't take credit for that. Ariel Diaz did a wonderful job with that. You know, she's amazing. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw her 300 for New York. The way her 300 cover was just bananas, and I think like she's just a phenomenal talent, man. So I mean, we're definitely working with her a little bit more for Chicago and things of that, even for Awesome Con. So I mean, like, she's just amazing with her art, man. So I mean, shout out to Ariel Diaz with that.
Awesome Con is the DC show.
Yes, sir. Awesome Con, I believe is March.
This guy's good. I'm sure this guy will be there.
Yeah, sure. Can I just get a highlight real quick? Can I show off?
Jen, highlight this guy.
I got you. That I can do.
Highlight this guy, man.
So this is a 2021 Ariel Diaz original that I bought from her website, like when she was just starting, I would say.
Oh wow, that's pretty.
Beautiful.
Holy shit.
That's beautiful.
Like,
that's,
oh my god.
Justin, I'm gonna ask you what you paid for that. I'm pretty sure.
No, not that much, man. That was like, I want to say like in the 300-400 range.
I'm pretty sure she's charging triple that now.
Oh yeah,
yeah, really. You ain't getting that now, man. Look,
no, I have that.
We love it. We love being ahead of the curve.
And I also bought her a Ahsoka Tano, which is like far back there somewhere.
That Gwen is pretty. That Gwen is pretty.
I was like, I had to have that. I was checking her, like I kept reloading the page the day that she was like announcing it, and I was like, I'm getting this. I don't care.
Did you mat that with a pink like
Yeah,
frame?
yeah,
Or-
yeah. So
Nice.
I get these professionally framed. So yeah, the pink.
Nice. That looks
It's
dope.
all
That looks
that was
dope.
all me, and then the white frame to go. So yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's a beautiful piece. Beautiful piece.
Yeah,
Pretty
Ariel's very good. I have a couple of her 2 originals. I have a sketch from her. I love her stuff. So
Nice.
Love it. Love
That's
it. All right.
awesome, man.
So great to hear what it's like from no Moss to be a businessman there. And so Moss, hang out with us all night, man. We're going to talk about some really fun stuff, and we're going to keep going. And obviously follow no Moss, follow Capnom and Capture Collectibles. And it's a great group, man. I mean, these are my family, man. It was just, I was smiling the whole time, and it was just always great to be around these people. And when I tell you that I am the true fanboy, I am the true fanboy. Like, I absolutely love this show because it was a mini vacation for me. I had no ties to anything. When I left at 1 o'clock, I said, I'm just going to come back at 5 o'clock and do whatever I want to do. So, I mean, this guy, as pasty white as he was at the pool with a nice cool breeze running over me after a couple of drinks at the bar with some great bartenders. And it was a lot of fun. So I would suggest, if you can, it's a great way to start the new year for comic books, right? Chin, when did you go for Star Wars Celebration? What time of the
Both
year?
of those were in August.
All right, so it was hot, boy. You were killing it.
You know what? It wasn't. I mean, yeah, outside in the, it's not bad, but at night, because I was at the con all day. Then at night, it was just partying and the pool and hot tub with stormtroopers and stuff. It was great.
Oh wow.
Oh my God. So we're going to talk about this for a quick minute, and it's talking about the stormtroopers and Darth Vader and everything like that. So I'm a New England guy, guys. I will accept my limitations. I haven't seen this whole country. I don't know what goes on. There's a lot of things in this world I don't know about in this country alone. And you know what don't know anything about? Cattle. I don't know what a fucking cow costs. I don't know how to raise a cow. I grew up in New England, dude. I grew up in the city. But all of a sudden, we get there on Friday, and I'm looking for CattleCon, right? No Moss, cattle. What CattleCon? I'm like CattleCon. Like,
hey man, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
No, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So in our hotel, it was like Yellowstone meets Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. You've got a group of cowboys with the huge hats with the big old belt buckles and these boots that are leather skinned. And at the next table, there's a bunch of Mandalorians sitting around having drinks. I'm like, this is Americana at its best. And CattleCon was going on. And what is CattleCon? I don't know. But I know that this one guy was telling me he buys Mexican cows for $2,000 a cow. And he bought 100 of them, if not more. Wow. And I was like, oh my God, I don't even know how much that is, but that's amazing. So all of these people, like, right, Justin, talk about the cowboy hats.
Yeah, as soon as we walked in, we saw the guys sitting there with the hats, and where you went to walk towards the elevator, they literally had like the stand up that said CattleCon in the schedule. And I'm used to seeing those going to like business things, but you don't see that at like at Comic-Cons. But it's just like, it would almost be like the panel board, like, okay, from 3 to 4 they're doing this, from 4 to 5 it's gonna be like whatever it is, wrangling, or how to feed your cow, like what's the best.
Yes, wow. Oh my God.
There was so many different things. And I guess, if you listen to our podcast, Anthony from Bird City will tell you a great story. So check out the podcast. He showed up a little early, and he actually got the walkthrough where CattleCon was, and it was in the same function, right? It was in the same.
Yeah, it was in the same. I mean, that's how big
side.
this. Right, that's how big this area is, man. I mean, the civil engineers that built this knew that they could put 5 different Hiltons next to a huge shopping plaza next to this, and you got all the land in Florida that you need. So if you build it, they will come. And let me tell you, thousands of people came. So I mean, it was pretty wild.
Disney did with the theme parks, middle of nowhere, put it right there, and you put stuff around it. There you go.
And just drop it right there, and we can do it. So guys, will I go back to MegaCon? I'd love to. It's Super Bowl weekend next year. I don't know if that affects the prices of the flights. I don't know if that's going to affect Sunday, but that's kind of a big deal. Like, so Moss, have you heard that? Like, if you already talked about next year, do you have to?
Yeah. I mean,
When do you-
we rebooked already for that weekend.
Okay.
I mean, listen, I think at the end of the day, whoever wants to come out and buy it, I mean, it's a Sunday. I mean, so I'm pretty sure if people probably, if anything, that'll make folks come out even more on Thursday, more on Friday.
Yeah.
And
So
get the
they
fuck
can
out
have
on
the
Sunday.
weekend to get it. Exactly. I'm pretty
Yes.
sure you'll see folks out there packed Thursday, Friday. Maybe Sunday tickets won't be sold out, but you'll
Right.
still have that crowd, you know?
But you know what? It's also going to be the people there that are there on Sunday are going to be there for the reason of shopping and doing whatever they're going to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. I don't know. I loved it, you guys. It was just a great time for me. I know it was just great when and listen, say what you want. Justin's a low maintenance traveler, man. I mean, it was like we walked in together. All right, I'll see you later. I didn't see him for 4 hours. Where are you? We're meeting there. Benny Beans, the same thing. Like, where are we going? I'll meet you this place for dinner. We went there. So this is a real funny story. So Friday, you could tell like the geek culture is live when we talk about this. So Justin and I went out to the steakhouse Saturday night.
So good.
And it was so good. It was great.
Well, it's CattleCon. I would assume there's good.
CattleCon, right. So we're sitting there, and I'm looking around, and I look at this waitress, and I go, "Are all these people here because of Megacon?" And she's like, "Kind of." And I'm like, "No, they're not. It was just overloaded." So next thing you know, Justin and I are like, "Who was the villain in Transformers 3?" It was what's his name? No, it wasn't. It was him. So we're going back and forth discussing who the villain was. What Transformers movie was it, Justin?
Oh, Lockdown.
It was Lockdown that we finally came up with.
Age of Extinction. Yeah.
Age of Extinction. And we're going back and forth. And we're like, no, that was Unicron. No, that was this. And the waitress is like, how's your steaks? And we're like, oh, it's great. We're talking about Transformers. Like, oh my God.
Nerds.
It was 24 ounces of American meat.
Oh, it was great. It was awesome. It was awesome. We had some run-ins with some fans. And the first one was pretty funny. And Justin looks at me and goes, please don't go over there. Don't bother this guy. Justin, I'm going to fresh him with my drink. You tell that story.
All right. So no, Moss, I mean, you get this too. I'm sure like you've seen people and you don't want to like bother them. So we're literally walking the Sky Bridge to the convention center. And in front of us is, a man and a woman, Asian, Oriental, whatever, Japanese. And I know a lot of artists and writers because obviously I go to these cons and stuff, and it's Stanley Lau. And I'm like, I'm not going to, like he's a big name. I'm not going to stop him and like kind of try to conversate with him. He's very like, he's very low maintenance type. Well, he's high maintenance, but at the same time, he's very low key. That's what I should say. And Otto's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, please don't say anything. Like, don't be like, art germ. Like, I don't want you to I don't want to do that. Like, we just want to chill. And then of course it happens again the next day, Saturday morning, we ran into somebody. We didn't know who it was. It ended up being Jeff Loeb.
Okay.
Surprisingly, didn't know.
Nice.
And then by the third day, we went back to the hotel and we're hanging out at the pool bar and we're having lunch before we leave. And who walks up behind us? Some gentleman, and I buy him a drink because I knew who it was. Tell the bartender, I'm like, just put that in my tab. He comes over and, Otto's like, oh, who's that? And I'm like, don't worry. Ended up being Tony Daniels. And you can see those pictures on Otto's Instagram and my Instagram. But he was great too. Like I did it casually. I wasn't just like a fanboy, like walking up to his table, like while he's eating lunch. I, nonchalantly bought him a drink, and then he came up to us, thanked, and then we had personal conversations. It was great.
Yeah.
That's the best part about conventions like Megacon, Terrificon, stuff like that. Everybody is kind of staying in the same area. Like Terrificon, for example, everybody's in those hotels.
Yep.
People attending, the artists, the guests. Same with the Megacon. Like that whole little within 2-mile radius of all the hotels and stuff, right? Everybody's at those hotels. No one wants to travel in that traffic. And it's pretty cool because like you said, you get to hang out at like a pool. Next thing you know, you're chatting with Tony Daniels.
It was unbelievable. And then he wouldn't tell me. I'm like, no, dude, he figured that out so quickly. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know who it is. The next thing you know, I'm like, Deathstroke, New 52. Oh my God, amazing.
I was like, let's go live. Let's go.
Can we do this right now? But he was so personal. So that he was like, yeah, I was just talking to Tom King, and I had to throw in good friend of the channel. He's been on before. Just wild times, man. It's it's a lot of fun, man. This geek culture is just.
It's very fun. I mean, that happened to me. I think about 2 years ago. We were in C2E2, and we're downstairs, and and who's at the bar? Who's at the bar having a drink? And I know he's hammered because I'm like, he's having a few drinks. None other than Scotty Young, man.
Really?
Nice.
And I'm like, and Scott, and we're all at the table having some drinks too. And I see Scotty's leaving, and I'm like, Scott, I'm very direct. I'm like, Scotty, and he turns around. He's like, "What's up, man?" I'm like, "Let's take a picture, brother. You want a drink?" And we took a shot picture, and it's on my Instagram too. And you could tell he was just gone, but he had a good time. He was just like, yeah. And then the next morning we saw him at the bar. I was like, yo, you slept here at the bar like the next morning? Because he was at the same place. And I'm like, dude, you started early. But great guy, man. Awesome dude. I mean, at the end of the day, no matter what, these people, they're artists. Yes, they may have a huge fan base, but you know what? They're human. They're human at the end of the day. They have good days and bad days like us. So you know what? A lot of these folks, I'm pretty sure if you guys would approach Stanley's super cool. Yes, he's quiet, him and his girlfriend, but he would have been like, "Hey, nice to meet you. How are you?" And had the pleasantries and took a photo. But you know what? It's never gonna be like, get away from me, But so it is. At the end of the day, people are human, man. And you know what? Sometimes, at the end of the shows, they're probably like, I really just want to go sleep right now, like you do. Like we all.
I know, like that's it. Like when we were talking, and we're like, "What time's your plane?" He's like, "I got a couple hours." I was almost like, "Dude, jump in a cab with us." You know what I mean? But we were at different times and stuff like that. So really, really neat. Just part of the whole experience. And that's why book the stuff early. Like if I get, and I said this with Justin on the Comiccon podcast, if you think you're going to go, book the hotel now. Your credit card doesn't get hit. You're going to get the discount. And then you can decide, can I make it or not? Yep. But don't wait. Because as you get closer, the hotel's going to sell out, or the rates are going to go up. Right? Terrificon, it goes up exponentially. You know what I mean? So
I booked my Terrificon back in December.
Same,
same, right?
Book them early. Right? Yep.
Yeah. I was having a conversation with the Canadians for Terrificon, and they were saying about bringing more people, and I said, listen, this is how much it is. Real quick, if I could find it, it was like $800 if you booked it through it was like $8 something if you booked it through Terrificon's website. If you went on Mohegan, $860 for Friday to Sunday. If you book it just through Mohegan Sun's website for the same days, same tower, same room and everything, it's $1,325. So it's like that's like a $400, $500 savings. You might as well just book it through Terrificon's website.
That's
get charged.
Are you guys getting a suite? Because that's a crazy amount of money.
I know. I was about to be like,
I didn't pay near that close to that.
Well, no, I'm just saying. So it was. Well, that's like with the taxes and everything. That was just. I'm just like that's what it is. No, if you book the 1325 was through Terrificon's website, like not using the discount for Terrificon.
Hold on, let me check on that right now because I haven't booked the room yet. Let me check on that.
I just got a double queen. I think I'm paying like total $600 for the weekend.
Yeah. I think it's something like it was like $2 something a night, but dude.
Well,
give me the date. Give me the date. Dates again.
Well, it's late like this year, you guys. Like Terrificon is definitely late as far as when it comes, but it's just going to be a great show. And again, all the shows that I go to, I hate to say it, but I compare to Terrificon. And was this bigger than Terrificon? Yes, the venue was bigger. Like when we went and saw all the A-list actors, like I looked at Justin, I go on Sunday morning at like 10 o'clock, I go, I've never seen this part of the place. Like
I think that's the biggest convention center I've ever been to, at least.
Right.
And I've been to a bunch, and that I think it is.
Yeah. And let me tell you something, though. I didn't get caught up. I didn't any food in that place. Like I knew like the food there were like, I mean, it was $4 for a bottle of water. Like that's the stuff you guys got to know. You got to know you can't buy anything in the place, dude. You're going to get double taxed.
You also
wherever you are
chicken wings too.
Yes.
So that's an issue for you.
I know all I eat is chicken wings. I had some good wings at my hotel though. I looked at them, I'm like, they're $16, and then they brought them out. I'm like, oh, these are good wings. So but pack what you need, you guys. Bring your bottles of water, bring your stuff. I mean, bring your Tito's nips. I mean, I was known to do that. Like Justin looked at me, he goes, "You're really not doing that?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, of course I'm doing it, dude."
They didn't even care.
They didn't even care.
They walked right through the thing. Like
you can do whatever you want until they tell me I can't, So I don't know. Huge experience, great times. I've got some fun pickups, some things that I want to talk about. $27.
That's the price you'd be paying. Yeah,
that's it. That was it. But I will tell you though, I like the way they set up the artists. So it was if you walk, the artists were in like this U-shaped area. So like you might have like Bob McLeod was next to Joe Rubenstein, who was next to Michael Golden. On the other side, you had Javon Jordan, who was next to Danny Kahana, who did my sketch. I'm going to show that, who had good friend of the channel, Ron Leary over there. So you could get to the artist evenly, except I didn't like where they put Clayton Crane. He was like right in the middle and it jammed up a whole aisle. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah, he had his own little booth. Well, he's got his own big thing, so he's not even in Artist Alley. But yeah, they had like all the comic sketch art crew was all the way in the back, so like they were all set up. So it's good and bad because for Nomons, you know New York the way that's set up. Like Artist Alley is just everybody. Like they have so much security, like trying to tell you, oh well, you got to walk here, you can't like wait against the wall, and then there's like they'll bring certain people.
You hate New York Comic-Con, dude. It's again, here we go.
It's just so different. It's it's so many layers, and it's just wild.
Jen, have you ever been to New York?
Many times.
Really? Do you
10,
dislike it?
times.
Like
it's so I think the first New York Comic Con I went to was 2011. And I really enjoyed it the first time I went, and then I went every year for like 5 or 6 years in a row. Loved it. It was great. Then I didn't go for 1 year, reason or another. And then I went once right after COVID, I think, and it's a lot different than it was. It's not that it's a bad thing. It's just not, it's cool. They, like you said, they pull in just every artist you can think of. They get a bunch of celebrities. The panels are always cool, depending on what you're going for a panel for.
Right. I missed the panel. I was going to go for a panel. I missed that. Yeah.
But it's a very, very different show than what it was, 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I get it. They change. They're making their money off it. I get it. It's a show that if I had accommodations for and like could easily afford it, because the hotels in New York aren't cheap. Travel for me is not bad. I'm a 4-hour drive, whatever. But
right,
it's an expensive weekend, but I've done it before where I just gone for a day, and that's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I thought was good, like I like the fact, well, first and foremost, it was like when you booked it with the code originally, if I said this already, I'm sorry, it was only $200 a night. $200 a night is like,
this is Megacon.
Yeah, this was Megacon, which I loved. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So I thought that was good. So do want to give a shout out to my good brothers at Reese's Rare Comics, where I spent a lot of time with these guys, and they happen to be right across from Nomos Comics, right?
They were.
Dude, so shout out to Austin and Al. I made a huge deal with them, and I'm not going to talk about it. Well, I'm already talking about it.
So you're doing it right now.
I know. I'm not going to show you what happened because it hasn't closed. And I just want you to know that I've been dealing with the Reese brothers for probably 5 years. They've been on the channel before. They are by far some of the most top-notch sellers in the community. And the stories that they told us about selling books, you wouldn't believe, man. It was like hearing these things and hearing about the numbers that they play with and all their great books and whatever. So the Reese brothers, high regard, mad respect for the Reese brothers. And wait till I show you what ended up happening with them. And you know what? They were hanging out at the bar with us, having a great time. Right, Justin?
Yeah, Saturday night we were hanging out with them, and there was that wild crew. But yeah, it's always a good time. That's what it is. So many people were in our hotel. You just randomly see like Javon Jordan walk by us to go into the restaurant. Clayton Crane was behind us. There was just like a ton of people. So, and yeah, Alex and Austin are great people. They have tons of stories. Like, I think once they retire, and that's what it is. I want someone to write a book on like the crazy.
Yes. Oh, he writes. When he writes this book, it's unbelievable. Like they're like, yeah, we were in Ireland, and I'm like, what? Or I just sold the book, but I don't have the book, and I'm going to get it, and we're going to. I'm like, oh my god, just awesome, just great people. So, do have some pictures I want to show and give you an idea of everything that happened. So, shout out to my man Ron Leary right here, who did one of my original sketches. So if you see this X-Men book right here, that was a book that I had him do. That was, I think, is 1 or 1A of my Jean Grey Phoenix collections. All right.
Put it on his sign and everything. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, he put it on the sign. He showed it's in the middle. So when I started talking about doing Jean Grey as specific characters, I went to Ron and I said, I want Jean Grey from oh my God, Game of Thrones. And he's like, what do you want me to do? I go, I don't know. Put her in battle armor, make her really cool. And he goes, okay. And then a month later, he goes, how does this look? I'm like, oh my God, it's amazing. And Jean Grey battle armor with the Phoenix on her arm. You can't see it, but the fact that he displayed it, I thought was really, really cool. And we've got something big planned, you know. I know Justin's got a picture of me, and this was Justin sleeping on a plane, man. We all fall asleep at some point. He's got a good one of me, though. I was lights out on the way home.
Oh, you were good.
I was good. I was chopping wood, but you know, this was on our way. This was it. We were in the last. Oh my God. So when you book Southwest, you get different booking. You get A, B, C, and D, right?
Mhm.
So I told Justin at 24 hours before, book so you can get in boarding party B, which is the second one. Like all the A-listers will go in, and then you'll get, you know, the B, C, and D. Oh my God, this is Orlando on a weekend. We booked A, we got B, all the A's went in, and then when the B's were starting to board, they said anybody with families can board now.
That's everybody.
Listen, how many kids were there?
That's everybody.
no, this is when we were going to. This
When
is when
we were going.
to Florida. Yeah. So there had to be like 40 plus kids because even like
40 plus kids. That means 40 plus kids, plus parents, plus grandparents, right? And we were in B. So as I'm getting on a plane, I realize, oh my God, we got to go all the way to the back of the plane. So this is the back of the plane. Like,
row.
yes, like the bathroom is on the other side of Justin, and I'm up against the wall. So, and that was boarding party B, just so you guys know. We're like, holy cow, man.
Completely full, sold out. Yeah.
Oh my God, it was absolutely nuts. We're just
See,
like,
if you drove,
oh,
you wouldn't have that problem.
No, good
Own
point,
car.
good point, good point. But it was
Nothing against flying. I've flown many times, but
yeah.
never
Oh my
get
God.
delayed when you're driving.
No. All right. So had a great time hanging out with Lenny. And I do want to give a shout out to a great guy. I hope he's still in the chat. And at some point, I was going to run into Monster Warrior Brad, right? Brad is his name. Monster Warrior is his handle. He's always in the chat. He's a great guy. He's a huge supporter of the channel. But I know he lives in Florida. And he's like, I'm going to run into you eventually. And I'm like, I know. At some point, we will. So we're at a booth. And this is a gentleman called Moving Pictures Comics. He, if you guys don't know who he is, he always dresses up and he wears a suit. Like he's always got a coat on, like a jacket, a blazer with a tie. He's got great books, Silver Age, Golden Age, always willing to work, bald gentleman. And I'm looking at him and I'm saying, I say, hey, what's up, man? You're doing terrific, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden this guy looks at me and he goes, Otto? And I look right at him and I go, Brad, Monster Warrior? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, holy shit. The fact that we were at the same booth looking at the same types of books just means that, you know what I mean? Like the Wonder Twin powers are definitely activated. And here's Brad, Monster Warrior. He got the first 3MIB variant shirt, and he didn't come looking for me. I didn't come looking for him, but we ended up, you know, at the same place. So
That's dope.
very, very cool. Very cool. Very cool. You know,
That's awesome.
and yeah, no, it was unbelievable because we're just like, and then next thing you know, we're talking about how it's his birthday. Can we take a picture of each other when we catch us sleeping? Well, look at this guy. What's happening? I do the same thing.
I mean, you have
I know.
traveling friends. You can have some fun with it, you know.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome.
That's why you always have.
Who's
to
this
be the
guy?
last one to
JJ? Is this JJ or Jason?
Yeah, that's Jason. That's Jason.
No, Jason's on. All right, he's a busy dude, man. I got a good video. I got a good interview with JJ. You know what I mean? Because Pops was busy. You know,
He's always busy, man.
We got
Pops was real busy.
Jose in there. What's up, Spidey?
Spidey Power, it's good to see you. Good to see him. So, yeah. So other guys that we hung out with and saw. Let's see, what else can I do here? All right, I got Ron Leary, and then we went and saw New Village Comics, and we saw Mr. Lenny Cerner from Spineworks. He was set up. New Village Comics won one of our huge giveaways. Told me about all these different shows in Florida. He told me about like there's a Daytona show, there's the Land comic show. Like there's a lot of shows I don't know about. I mean, you can't go to everything, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like it's just tough to do.
You know, I got a question for No Moss and Nemesis, and I think I already know the answer to this. But every time I've ever been to a show with Otto, where you know we have a booth, we have a table or something, you know, is it any different when he doesn't have a table? What is he like? Because I feel like when we have a table, he's never there.
I think with the energy is still the same for sure. I think the energy is definitely the same. I think with the table, it's just like he's grabbing everybody. Like, hey, listen, come to the booth. Let's have the interview. Let's get it going. But Otto's always been with the same energy no matter what, man. I never see him any different.
Okay.
Table or no table, he goes after it regardless.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I had a feeling it was very similar because if you have a table with him, you don't actually have a table with him.
Mm-hmm.
You have a table. But no,
I don't know. I lost him after like 5 minutes. So.
That makes sense. I mean, he's like a kid in the candy store. He's just gone. You'll find him eventually.
Sunday was the worst. Sunday was the weirdest thing. So, like Otto said earlier, is on Sunday we walked in together. He immediately went live on this Instagram, and we were on the farthest last row, so we were all the way with all the actors and actresses. So we saw like the 90210, Mandalorian, like the Tamora Morrison's table, and like all of them. And I'm literally. Like if I'm here, he's literally where my wall is, maybe like 10 feet away. And, you know, I'm walking slowly. I'm on my phone. I'm checking things out. I'm looking here and there. And he's still on live. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. And then all of a sudden he was gone. I'm like, how do I lose this guy? I'm like, so then I just start walking and I'm just like looking around and I'm not finding him. I'm like, he's a bald headed guy. Like, shouldn't be too hard. He's tall. He's big. I lost him. And then 2 hours later, I was like, where did you go? It's like, I don't know where like he went. I couldn't find him. So.
You know what, though? That works, though, because you have to go. If you go into a convention of any kind with any sort of people, whether it's, and I mean, family is probably a little bit different, but if you're going with friends, like, I've been to conventions where people are like, oh, we'll do this. And I'm like, that's great. But I'm in the door. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I'll meet up with you at some point. But I don't want to sit at this booth that I have nothing. Like, I don't want to, you know, like me personally, I don't collect Funko Pops. I don't want to go looking at Funko Pops, stuff like that. So it's like, you got to be able to do your own thing, no matter who you're with.
Yeah, no, that it was definitely like, especially Sunday morning. Like, I turned around, I'm like, all right, deuces, my man. I'll see you later. And it was fine. So
it's good to know, Otto, that you're the exact same at a convention with or without.
Oh, dude, what do you get? It is what it is, man. You get what you get. You know what I mean? So as long as you guys know that. So a few things I wanted to show you guys was I got a couple things to highlight. Yes, Hialeah Comics was with all these other. It was great to see them. It was awesome. Handed out some t-shirts. The t-shirts were huge. Shout out to Dave the brother, and the poker chips were a lot of fun. That was really neat. Oh yeah, the poker chips were great. You know, when I saw Jim, let me show you. Where is this? I got so many things I want to show you guys.
I'd like everybody to know, as Otto's looking through these pictures, you should have seen him before the show trying to get these pictures on here.
Yeah, look at it. Lobos, this is a great logo, dude. Who did this for you?
Actually, you know what? A gentleman on Instagram did that for me, man. When I first started the company, let me see if I can just get his handle. I think it's he's a good guy. He's a teacher. He does digital art, and he does logos and stuff. But yeah, good dude, man.
Good dude. All right,
Mr. Collect It All, I think, something called like that.
Oh, it came out great. Let me see. So I'm going to show you guys something which I don't have, and I don't like to do this, but I will. Let me see where this is.
Mr. Collect It.
Let me show you where this is.
I don't like to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I'm going to do it. Hold on. Where is it?
So I agree with you, Chin. Like when I'm in a show, I'm immediately like going through. You can't go with. It's very tough when you go to a show and you're trying to look through books with people, right? Because you're like you're if you're fast, then you're at the next booth. You're at the next booth. You know, the old days of New York Comic-Con, myself and Dave in the Cave. You know, we used to do Artist Alley together because we would be getting books signed by the same people. So like. It's different then because you're literally waiting in line with someone. At least you can have a conversation, oh, hey, do you need these books signed by so-and-so? All right, here, I'll give you these. You go right in this line, or you're waiting together for like whoever, Mark Brooks, whatever the case may be.
I like
So
that. It is always good to have someone, especially like, hey, we got to get this person at 1 o'clock or 2 or whenever. We'll meet there at this time. Because standing in line by yourself,
that's
it's
different than
better with a friend.
digging with books, because I'm a loner. Like, Otto knows how fast I blow through short boxes and long
Oh,
boxes.
it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Just it's fire. So 2 parts coming up next. So gonna show you guys something that I don't have yet, but this was one of the deals that I wanted to do. So so you guys, I'm into my Jean Grey. I'm into my Laura. She got her shirt, right, Justin? Like she got
did
the,
have a shirt.
She got a shirt. So did the hubby. So that was great seeing them. Of course, Laura, I gave you a shirt. I would never not give you a shirt, especially when I gave your husband a shirt too. So, so this is what I want to show you guys. So I'm into this whole baker's dozen of my Jean Grey as different characters. I've got Jean Grey as Captain America. I've got Jean Grey as Storm. I've got Jean Grey holding an Infinity Gauntlet through different artists, whether
You
it's
get the
top
Game of
tier
Thrones
artists.
from
What's that?
Ron Leary. The Game of Thrones from Ron
Game
Leary.
of Thrones from Ron Leary. That started it all. And then George Deep helped me out. And then, so I've got it. And what am I going to do with these? I don't know, but it's part of my personal collection and I love it. And it's not breaking the bank. So when I was looking at all the artists that were there, I saw this artist, Danny Kahana. It's Khanna. So if I'm saying it Kana or Kahana, I apologize. So I reached out to him and I said, hey, I want you to do Jean Grey as a Transformer. And he's like, what? Like, you got to tell me a little bit more about this. And I'm like, Jean Grey as an Autobot, but maybe Dark Phoenix as a Decepticon. Now, listen, I don't know what I want. I'm not an artist. I don't have a creative bone in my body. I don't know. You guys are the artists. Like, I'll give you the idea. Like, when I told Elias Shadzudis that I wanted Jean Grey as an 80s girl with big hair and a leather jacket, I got Jean Grey as Olivia Newton-John, which is okay because Grease is one of my favorite movies, but it's Jean Grey with big hair, big earrings, very busty. And I blame Justin on that one for Elias Shadzudis. But so I'm trying to get a bunch of them. So I said, I don't know, dude, you draw bots really good. Your Transformer stuff kills it. Blah, blah, blah. So I brought 2 variants that I got from the undisputed king of comics, Will, who I saw at the show too and gave me some great deals on a book. So I brought him 2 variants and I said, listen, how much would you charge me for Jean Grey as an Autobot? And he goes, like, what? I go, Jean Grey, in some kind of Autobot outfit, blah, blah, blah. And he gave me a price and I go, that's an amazing price. How about Jean Grey as a Decepticon with the Megatron gun? And he goes, all right, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. So we decided on a price, which was very, very reasonable. All right. So I'm going to show you guys these. I don't have these in hand. These were sent to me today. So these are part of my Jean Grey as collection, which I'm getting 13 of them. And I'm very close to it. So
I say you got to be at like what, 11, 12 now?
No, I'm telling you, like, I've got to pull them all. I'm really, really close to finishing this up. So the last one I want to get, because my German nationality, is Jean Grey as a German beer hall girl with these huge steins in the Schauplutzen dress that the German women wear. And then I'm tapping out. I'm good. I got 13 of them. I'm going to work on something else.
I will bet so much money that is not the last one you do.
I was gonna say that,
You're gonna find another artist somewhere and be like, oh, you know what? They could do a Jean Grey.
Then I'll justify it, like my top 20. Like,
yep, and it's gonna keep moving up. Yep.
So now don't have these. These were sent to me today. This is breaking. All right, here we go. God. And he's like, here you go. I pulled this from Beast Wars. I hope you enjoy this. So here's my
I'm excited.
What's that?
I said I'm excited to see it.
Oh, here we go. And I tried to send it to you, Justin, but I couldn't get the picture.
Oh, that's what you were trying to send me today. Okay.
Yes, dude. I got this. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. Here we go.
Ah, nice.
That looks
very
cool.
Jean Grey. And so he was like, when he did Jean Grey, he made sure it was like part of the Beast Wars, and the face, the Phoenix in the back, the wings, I'm in love with it, man. It was just so awesome to do. And again, I'm not creative, dude. I don't know nothing about nothing, man. I like but that is unbelievable. And it's mine. All right. So then when I said the Decepticon Dark Phoenix, he goes, oh, I'm digging that. And I go, what I really, really want on it is the, because Megatron, you've got to have the cannon, right? Got to have the cannon because that's what Megatron, I mean, he'll blow it. So here we go. All right. So here's my Dark Phoenix Jean Grey.
That's
That's
dope.
cool.
That
Dude,
looks
look
real
at
cool.
that, dude. Is that not aggressive? Back to back. You know what I mean? So shout out to my man Danny Kahana for doing this. And when they come back, you're going to see them. And Comic Book Capsule, I got to make some orders because that's where these are going. So really
That's awesome.
excited. Yeah. So that was a huge hit. I mean, that was something that I planned out, something that I wanted to do, and I couldn't have been happier. But again, I don't know what I want. I just know that I want, hey, listen, do this, you know?
I don't know what I want, but I want it.
But exactly.
Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it. Just figure it out. So those are the pictures that I wanted to show you guys. These are the things that I kind of wanted to talk about. And then, I mean, that's it, man. We've been going for a long, I mean, almost an hour and a half. Whew. Should I show you guys what I pulled? Anybody want to see any of that?
What you pulled, like you picked up?
I was
Yeah,
going to say, okay, all right.
Oh, okay.
Well, here, let me show
Well,
you
you
this one.
pull on your own time, Otto. Is
Yeah,
on
yeah,
you.
No, hold on. Chin, highlight me. I got something I'm going to show. Highlight me one more time. Then I'm going to wrap. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm getting.
Highlight this guy, man.
All right. So I had an epiphany. All right. So I had an aha moment where I'm like, all right, what am I going to do with these prints that I always get? And I like to get artists to do sketches. And as you guys know, this is the 50th anniversary of Wolverine, right? Love it. And I have the Marvel sheets that I've been making copies of. So I said, you know what? I'm going to dedicate one sheet to Wolverine and different sketches because it's his 50th anniversary. So I went up to Joe Rubenstein and I said, Joe, how much would you charge me for a Wolverine sketch? All right. Joe, very fair, said $50. I said, okay, I'll take it. And I told him a little bit bigger than I wanted because I'm going to add other versions of them. So I said, okay. So then the head honcho, Jim Shooter, friend of the channel, good guy, was there. And I said, he was the boss. And if he tells you something, you got to do it. So I went up to Jim Shooter and I talked to him, and he actually, very nice, remembered me from Little Giant, coming on the channel, had a great time, blah, blah, blah. And I said, Jim, can you tell people that this is from your office? And he goes, of course, Otto. So he wrote, from the offices of
That's
Jim
pretty cool.
Shooter, VP Editor-in-Chief. All right.
That's a nice touch.
That's a nice touch, right? So I'm going to spend the next year getting on this side 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 different sketches of Wolverine for the 50th anniversary. And somewhere on the bottom, I'm going to have Chris Claremont write 50th anniversary of Wolverine. So
You can do it at Terrificon.
yes, absolutely. So exactly, Chin. You see where I'm coming from. You see what I'm, see what I'm cooking. So fun side project, something I'm working on. A lot of fun to do. All right. What else do I got? That's about it. So, it's a great show. I had a great time. Thanks for listening.
You had a good time out there, Otto.
Yeah, it was good. Mas, good stuff for you, man. Awesome.
Of course, brother.
All right, nice. Justin, going back?
Yeah, I'll go back. It's tough because it's like, right now it's always New York, and then we added Terrificon always, and then Baltimore is always like a hit or not a hit or miss. It's always up in the air. So it's like now if I add this show in every year, it's all about saving, right? I mean, I'm literally have a side fund for Terrificon already.
Yes, right.
It's going to be growing until August, and that's actually a good thing. Obviously, it's an extra month, and then there's all these smaller shows here in New Jersey. So, and then Awesome Con, which I'm now going to, which I'll be using the captured guys for something. And I sent a sketchbook to Martin because we're going to be doing something for that. So, that's extra money. That just whatever.
Let's talk about Martin, dude. Martin fucking killed it, bro.
I love Martin's stuff.
Oh my god, he killed it. He crushed
amazing,
it.
Man. He's amazing with that airbrush. I always say, man, like when airbrushing is just, I mean, all art is a skill, but just with airbrushing, man, like you mess up, you mess up. you
Right.
know,
No, I know. Martin killed
digital
it.
or pencils, you could erase, go back, edit.
Go over it, yeah.
Airbrushing, man, you got to be surgical with that, and it's like I see him just do these realistic, hyper realism pieces, and it's just like the likeness of the character is just so on point. From every little skin wrinkle, like it's just Martin Zavala is just a beast with the airbrush.
No, and then he did the Tom Hiddleston. He did the Loki, the Tom Hiddleston thing. It was like, holy cow, man, that was amazing. That was amazing. So let me see. Do I have any videos?
No, Mas, did you actually get a chance to like walk away from the booth and like pick up or check out anything? Or
Oh,
no,
no,
you're
not
just like,
really, man. Not really at all. I was just there, and because we had artists coming, so we just had to make sure that we were there to set them up, getting the books ready, getting that done, customers, but did not have a chance to walk around. Plus, I'm still recovering from my broken ankle, so for me, I had my physical therapist there.
oh, that's
You
right,
really
yeah,
did,
yeah.
dude. That was
I
huge.
saw,
I'm
yeah,
like,
I saw you that one day. I was like, "Ah, that's
yes,
cool."
he's like, that's what happens when you break your ankle at New York. I mean, the dude was like full on, like I was like, holy cow, man. Holy
I'm
shit,
happy.
dude.
Like I said, he collects comics, and he was down there, so he was able to work on my ankle like 2 days straight. And I'm like, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate it.
No, but shout out to you. You know when dealers know what's going on when they bring their own padding to the floors, dude, back and forth, because those floors are unrelenting, dude. Oh my god,
Concrete, man, gets you every time.
Those I know I had that for New York, and I was like, you know what? Never going back. Like I need like the foam padding. Like as a kid, we used to lay down and put the colors together, the bricks and everything. Like
Yep.
that
No,
foam
dude.
padding does justice. And when you're
It does
standing up
justice, man.
8-9 hours, it just you get to like listen. In New York, when I was tired, I took a nap there. I laid on the floor on that foam floor, and I took a nap, and I got back up.
I
Like,
get it.
you take your sneakers off and just relax and do that. But I mean, it's definitely different than just standing on that hard floor.
You go back and forth. Like I hate to say this, but like after I left Terrificon after 4 days, my knee was so swollen, like, and they drained so much fluid out of it. It was unbelievable. Granted, didn't have good shoes, broke my own rule. Went back and forth again. So, but that padding is huge. And TiVo, Lord LOTLB, always talks about good shoes. And I made sure I brought the good shoes this time, man. You know what I mean? So that was huge. But it's tough, man. It's a grind. It's a lot of fun. It's Comic-Con, man. Here we go. Let's do it.
Definitely.
So, all right. Anything else that you guys want to talk about at all before we start wrapping this up? Jen, anything going on?
We have the crawl coming up. That's all I
Okay.
can think of. We showed it as Otto made this beyond the wall Arctic blizzard come up to Mass.
Love it.
If you're interested, hit us up. We got 4 stop. It's gonna be great.
What was so funny when we're at the hotel, we're like, all right, you guys are on the 3rd floor. I go, 3rd floor, like 3, like,
oh jeez,
like it's all coming up 3 IB, just 3 MIB. Justin goes, you're out of your fucking mind, dude. I'm like, hey, dude, 3rd floor. I can't forget,
Wow.
It was
wild.
pretty funny. It was awesome. Oh my god. All right. So what else? So we've got that coming up. We also have King Con, which is happening April 6th at the Marriott. Justin, you're setting up there? 2
Yes,
tables,
we will be-
artists.
yeah, 2 tables at King Kong. Yep.
nice.
2 tables bringing in artists. It's gonna be
I gotta
fun.
see how I could set up there, man. Because I mean, every year I guess I'm a little too late, but I talked to the Pressable Deffects, and I'm like, I need to get in there, man, because that show is awesome.
Yeah,
That
boss.
show
That's
is
in your
awesome.
backyard, bro. That's a home game for you, dude. Get in there.
I mean, I go and show up, just like to support it and buy stuff. But I'm like, you know what? I would love to set up there. I'm like,
You'd kill it.
it's just it gets better and better every year. From the first one to the second one, you're on the 4th one right now. So I mean,
He's got the new venue and stuff this year. It's great.
exactly. King Kong is always great, man.
Yep. I can't
Shout
wait
out
to
to
be there.
Pressable Deffects, man. Like they're great with that.
No, it's awesome. It's just been a lot of fun. And then right after that, we have Little Giant, the old school comic show, April 13th. David Michelini is going to be there. David does not do a lot of shows. So this is pretty big for me because this is my wheelhouse. Justin looks at me, he goes, you don't know anybody from the 90s. I'm like, I know, but I know everybody
No,
from the
2000.
60s,
You don't know
70s, and
anybody
80s.
current.
No, I don't. I really don't. I really don't. Like, and you know what? This whole Tom King thing is going to carry for me for the rest of my life. When I ask Tom King,
Rightfully
who's
so,
favorite,
though.
who
There's
is
a reason
influenced.
that's going to keep going.
No, yes, 100%. But I'm better now. I'm better now, dude. I get it. I get it. So can't wait. Little Giants is going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. But before all that happens, Easter weekend, Good Friday, we have a Friday night show. That's right, you guys. Cliff from CliffCon, who does his monthly show, is going to do a Friday night lights show. And that is going to be the March 29th on a Friday night, which I can't wait. This is at the Doubletree Hotel in Bristol, Connecticut. And he always brings in amazing vendors. And it's Friday night. You might have the day off. It's Easter weekend. You're going to be with the family on Sunday. So come out on Friday night and hang out and do a live show with us and enjoy comic books. And Cliff from Cliff's Con is just it's a staple here in Connecticut. And the fact that he's adding this show, I think, is really exciting. All right. So, oh my God. And
I need to call Cliff, see if I could go in there.
no, dude, definitely, Moss. I'll get you in there for sure. And then we might have an event coming up. Maybe we'll talk about it. Don't look at that date. The 3 minute comic book swap is coming up. We're going to finalize it and we're going to let you know all about it. We did sell out. We have sponsorships available. And today, my man, Sweet Gems, bought the highest level of sponsorship for us. So shout out to you, man. He is our one and only 10.0 sponsor. So shout out to Sweet Gems. And we've got a lot of other people that are sponsoring us. But man, today, when he said, what's the highest level? I go, it's a 10.0. He goes, I'll take it. I'm like, God, thank you very, very much. You know? So as always, follow great people like Bird City Comics, Anthony and Laura. They're always on our channel. They're on Justin's channel. It's just been great hanging out. And, you know, we are sponsored by Spineworks NYC. So just great people that you guys need to know about in the community. So I do have one more video. Can I show you guys one more video?
Highlight that guy.
I'm going to highlight this guy. This is the last thing I'm going to show. I'm going to show. So I don't know if this is exactly when Lenny cracked my X-Men 1. I did that as a YouTube short. Like, this was a big deal. Like, I don't know how to say this. I bought an X-Men 1 a lot of years ago as a legacy for my kids. I'll be honest with you, I paid $3,500 for it. It was an old CGC label from like the 20 years ago. And Lenny's like, that's from 2001 or whatever. And it said, signed by Stan Lee on inside page. All right. It said, signed by Stan Lee. That's all it said. Otto likes to display his books. Otto's clumsy. The book falls. I crack it. I cracked the slab a bunch of times. And I'm like, oh my God. I got to get this thing regraded. But I know that if I'm going to get it regraded, I'm going to have Lenny work on it and I'm going to do it. So there was a bunch of times where I could have sent it to Lenny, but it just didn't happen. But I knew that I'm going to Megacon. I'm going to have him. I'm going to see him and I'm going to bring it to him. So in my backpack, I had a bunch of books. I had an X-Men 1. I had an ASM 129. Like, I looked at Justin and I go, if anybody pulls this from my hand, I swear to Christ, I'll kill him. Like, it was like, I go to the bathroom. Where's the backpack? Oh, like, it was huge for me. This book is a legacy. It's for my kids. Lenny did work on it, but he actually opened it up live and I did a YouTube short. You can see that. But here's kind of like the synopsis of it. Oh my God, my blood pressure was through the roof. Here we go. Oh my God.
Telling me how high my blood pressure is right now.
Look at the sweat on the head.
Look, this is unbelievable. And this isn't Orlando Heat, right? Oh my God. Jesus Christ. All right. Now where are we opening it from? Whoa. Oh my God. All right. This is the first time this book has been touched probably in 24 years.
You can smell
Let me see. Can I smell? Woo-hoo-hoo, that is that old comic book smell, boys. All right, so we're going to find out what signature is on the inside. Oh, there's it right there?
Micro chamber, there it is.
Oh, there it is. That looks like a good one, I think. I've seen a few in my life. So, all right.
I pass
Ooh, yeah, really, exactly. We're gonna go through it. The pages are there.
Pressing on the inside.
Pressing on the inside, whatever it is. If I can take a mortgage out of my house, I will to get this done. I've had this for forever. This has been important to me. Look, that's gonna kill me though, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. The rest of staples. All right. So, big book. What probably the second biggest book in my collection. It's off to Lenny. He worked on it. He cleaned it up. I had a dream, you guys. I had a dream that like the spine split. I woke up one morning. Saturday morning. I woke up and I'm like, my spine split. And Justin's like, "What are you talking about?" I go, "The spine split in a book." He goes, "What are you talking about?" Like, it was just huge. Like things went into that. So I'm fast tracking it. Lenny's got it, and we'll see what it comes back at. I mean, hopefully it was a 3.5, but more importantly, it's encapsulated now. It's better. It's the air's not going to get at it. He said the staples were really bad, but he worked on it. He cleaned it up. So maybe I got a half a grade bump. I mean, that's a big deal, right, guys? A half a grade bump on that book.
It's huge on that
Absolutely.
book. Just don't drop it.
Yeah. You get it back when you hold it, man. Just put it someplace. Don't touch
Moth, I'm telling you, it's not getting displayed anymore. Yeah, I'm going to take like a facsimile.
Put it in the safe box.
Yeah, it's like I put all my books on the side of the bar. The next thing I walk by the bar and something falls, and I'm like, "Oh no, it fell again! Oh my god! Holy Christ!"
In the safety deposit box, man. Go to the
No,
bank.
that's where it's got to go. That and everything else. But again, it's a legacy for my kids. I did not. So, does the fact that it has a Stanley signature? People are like, "Are you going to send it to CBCS?" Not really, because if they tell me it's a Stanley sig, then I'll get that, but then the book will probably still hold the same value as a CGC. I know it. I've seen it. I've got a copy of it. It's a legacy book. It's for my kids. So I'm just going to leave it be. You know what I mean? So, but I can't wait to do that unboxing. So, whew, my God, you guys, I've been hanging out with you guys for a while. I've talked enough, I think. So let's wrap up, guys. Let's send everybody home. Super Bowl weekend. Whatever you're betting on, how many prop bets you got, I hope you do it. Does Tay-Tay, how many times do you see Tay-Tay during the show? Or, like, do they get engaged?
Oh,
They win.
Does he pop the question? If he
Does he
wins,
pop the question? Does he win the Super Bowl? That's a prop bet. Does he win the Super Bowl and ask Tay-Tay to marry? I mean, I can't wait for this. Deadpool trailer.
Can't wait for.
No, I can't wait. I mean, it's. Well, you're right. I shouldn't say that. Deadpool trailer, Deadpool 3.
Yep.
That'll be good.
Yeah. How early are we going to see that? Is that going to be closer to halftime or closer to the end?
That is a second or a third quarter trailer, I think.
Really?
I mean, from what I saw a snippet already. Like they showed a snippet already, probably 20 seconds of them announcing.
Yeah,
at halftime the teaser. But and then I think I'm not sure if I'm correct at this, but after the Super Bowl, you get the full trailer.
Right.
So I'm like,
so when is it? It's like a 30-second spot. So I'll say second quarter before halftime, like with like 2 minutes left, commercial timeout. You get the Deadpool trailer. Chin, what do you think?
I agree. Probably right around there. And then, like I said, you get.
Is that going to be the biggest trailer of the?
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's some big movies coming out, but that's the one. As far as something we haven't seen, like Dune, I can't wait for Dune, but we've already seen trailers and stuff for that. Like, Deadpool is going to be the biggest movie that we get at Super Bowl.
Justin, thoughts on that? When do you think they're going to see it?
I think the sooner the better, to be honest, because more people are watching in the first and second quarter.
You might see it the first commercial break, man.
Yeah, it could be sooner rather than later.
Commercial break, boss.
Last year they did. I think they were waiting for, if I'm correct, like the Fast and Furious joint, and that Fast and Furious trailer was right there in the beginning. You were like, "Oh shit, did I miss it?" And
right. Oh, good point. Okay, Moss likes that. That's a good bet, Moss. I like that bet.
We may. I'm not like
I like that first quarter, man. I like that. I take that.
Watching. So
let me tell you something. I'm betting on like the coin toss Gatorade, so that's a bet I'll take for $10. So unbelievable. So
this is a big one here, though. Does he miss the kick? All those commercials.
Ooh, we'll have to see what happens. Does Gronk miss a kick? All right, we'll have to see that. It's a great day. That's why I wanted to hang out with everybody on Saturday night, because tomorrow everybody's together. We had some fun stuff to talk about, and you know what? It is Saturday night on 3 Men in the Basement and Saturday Night Live. So, whew. All right, we're gonna lock up. We're gonna close up. We're gonna get ready for tomorrow. Moss, thank you very much for joining us. Dude,
Listen,
you are
thank you everybody for having me on here. Appreciate it, man. And again, hopefully get to see you guys again at different shows, and definitely will be in attendance at Terrificon, King Kong for sure. And you guys have always been great, you know, to the community, man. And like, however I can help you guys out with giveaways or anything else, like,
dude, you killed it, bro. These guys are waiting for these books. I got to ship them out to them. I mean, you were like, here, Otto, give this away, give this away, give this away. I'm like, no, I can't. I don't have enough people to give this away from. So, man, mad love to you and the success that you're going to have, man, in the next couple of years.
I always thank you so much. I always say, you know what? I started out as a collector, man, and for me, I think, like I always tell people, without the fans, without the collectors, there's no us. You know, that's just bottom line.
Good point. Good point. I love that. I love that.
Like, without you, there's no me. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. So I mean, for me, it's like any way we can give back to the community, giveaways, whatever it is. You know what? It doesn't matter. Like, let's do it, and let's make sure, you know, everyone could just enjoy what we're doing, man.
Dig it.
You always got to pay it forward. Always got to pay it forward.
No, I love it. I love it. Comiccon podcast, Nemesis Prime. He's got great audio. I listened to it today. It was a lot of fun having Anthony on and myself. You went on right after the show to talk about some drama that happened, which was pretty epic, but we'll leave it at that. And awesome. So King Kong, you're bringing people.
Yes, so we will be set up at King Kong. We have 2 tables. Zach and myself will be at 1 table. We're bringing an artist for our 2nd table, V. Ken Marion. He's done some DC stuff. He's done some Aspen stuff, so he'll be there. Hopefully, he's also has a Kickstarter, hopefully starting soon. So he'll with his book, and then same thing. We'll be set up at Terrificon. Same thing. We're bringing the artist, and we're hoping to do a variant for Terrificon. So
nice.
Ken as well. Ken's a great guy. He's been on our show many times. I've known Ken many years. Zach and I are in a group chat with him. We're always talking video games and just cool comic stuff. So
awesome.
So
awesome. Chin, you playing this whole winter crawl, man. I mean, this is all you, man.
I planned this thing twice because of a date switch, because of someone.
Really?
I'm not going to
oh
say
my
who.
God. He's so mad at me behind the scenes. You guys got to
do that way. Him. No, but no, it's going to be great. February 24th. If you're in the area, hit us up. You got 4 great stops. Be down at King Kong. I'll be running the table. I believe Mike the Beast Benson is going to be helping out. Who check out his channel, subscribe. You can see me on there quite a bit. We're doing some cool top 10, top 5 lists. I believe this week might be an awesome Star Wars list coming out.
I wasn't invited. Fuck.
Well, yeah, if you're around, I think I'm not positive on the date. I think either Wednesday or Thursday. Check it out. Gonna be a fun list, top 10. But yeah, and then between, you know, King Kong, Little Giant, CliffCon, Terrificon, got a busy year. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. We got the swap in May.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. I'm excited. It's gonna be a great year.
I'm so excited, man. This is exactly what I needed to get me out of this winter funk. I remember like calling Justin when I was like, it was like a random Tuesday afternoon at like 4 o'clock. I'm walking my dog. I'm walking Maxine, who's the best partner in the whole world. And I'm like, dude, is it gray? Like, does my life revolve around the color gray, like with the sun? And it's just like February. And I grew up in the Northeast my whole life, but I'm like, it's like Logan's Run where I need to see sunlight. And then like when we were on the plane, the sun was coming through the plane, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is amazing. So, God, I am, as you guys can tell, I am rejuvenated. I am invigorated. I am so excited to be part of this comic book community and all the things that we have planned for you guys. We do have something really cool planned for Terrificon with George Deep. We'll also have our variants from my brother Brett, Power Kid Comics. So we're going to be talking about that. So, God damn, get ready for a great run and some great comic book collecting. So on behalf of Nemesis Prime, No Mas Comics, Chinmo, Dave in the Cave, Dave the Brother, Roger Levesque, I am Everett Otto. Everybody's in the chat. We are a bunch of dudes in a basement, and I am signing out. Peace.
Thank you.
Good night,
I'm going to say it. Go ahead, Chin, say it.
Good night, Canada.
All right, there we go. All right, there we go.